Definitely, enough is enough, and this has to stop. You're absolutely right. I was shocked when I saw the images, like everyone else. I mean, it is. You can be excited for a match. You can, feel with the team or whatever. But there is no way we can accept anything like that to happen. And sadly, as Pierluigi Collina also said, attacks on referees, verbal or even physical attacks happen. They happen in amateur football, they happen in professional football. This has to stop. We have to start bringing real respect back on the pitch, starting by the players, by the coaches, by the officials, everyone, to respect the referee. The referees are doing such a difficult job. Without referees, there is no football. And we need to respect them, and we need to show it to them, and we need to show it as of now.
Just keeping you updated on the breaking news this hour. Success for the Premier League over the Premier League's attempts to discipline Leicester for alleged breaches of the profit and sustainability rules. Won their appeal against the decision that an independent commission had the jurisdiction to consider the alleged breach. It's all about the timing of this, pointing out that they were not in, as far as they were concerned, the Premier League at the time that the original judgment was made, and therefore the decision shouldn't have stood. The Premier League first referred the club to an independent commission in March this year for an alleged breach of the financial rules relating to the assessment period that ended the end of last season, effectively, but ended on June the 30th of last year. The Commission dismissed the club's initial challenge to its jurisdiction to hear the case, but the club's challenge has now been upheld by an independent appeal board, which reversed the Commission's finding.
It remains to be seen, of course, isn't it, what appeals happen on the back of this. But a bit more of what to say this evening. Leicester's appeal board's comprehensive decision, which supports our consistently stated position that any action against the club should be pursued in accordance with the applicable rules. They go on to say to avoid any misunderstandings which may arise in light of the statement which has been issued by the Premier League in response to the appeal decision. Leicester's to emphasise the finding of the appeal panel that, when considering the wording which is actually used in the Premier League rules, in brackets, in accordance with established principles of English law, the club did not breach the Premier League's PSR for the assessment period ending 30th of June to 2020. And the Premier League, Nick, we read a bit of that statement a little bit earlier, but the Premier League say they are very disappointed with the appeal board's decision and the limited reasons provided for it as well. Yeah, so it's all a bit technical. It's all about timings. It's all about whether, and considered members of the Premier League at the time that the original decision, the original appeal was decided upon, and no doubt, as you say, Will, there may be further ramifications to come as this affair rumbles on. But tonight, Leicester celebrating what they see as a victory over the Premier League.
Yeah, I was at the game. Obviously, I got the replays through, and it was actually one of the production team in our trucks that said to me, I think it hits the thigh. And then I noticed that, obviously, on the replay, that it started to move the actual shorts. But, I mean, the suggestion by some after that it wasn't a clear and obvious error and that maybe it shouldn't have been overturned, because that's something that's obviously been asked of officials this season, not the directive around clear and obvious. Yeah. What was the reason that was overturned? I mean, I think it's the correct decision, but some people thought it wasn't as clear and obvious area. It was something that could have been sort of 50-50 either way.
Yeah, I think there's two things on this one. One is that you can clearly see the ball does strike the thigh, the shorts move. I think you made that point in commentary on the day, Gary. And then also the arm is moving back in towards the body. It's making the player smaller. So that ball hits the thigh, goes past the arm, it might brush the arm, but the arm is not in the position that the referee thought it was. He thought the arm was away from the body, making himself unnaturally bigger.
It wouldn't have been a penalty anyway, you think, even if it hadn't have hit the knee, because he was trying to get the arm out of the way?
I don't think so, but I think it might not have been intervened upon, because we do talk about, whether something's clearly and obviously wrong, and that in itself is a judgment. We've got clearly correct decisions at one end of the scale and clearly wrong ones at the other. And then there's a whole swathe of subjective situations. And I'm really keen to make sure that our use of VAR is consistent. So VAR sitting at Stockley Park each weekend, are recognising the need to think, OK, that one's a clear situation. I'm going to get involved on that one. Not could be, might not be, because they might have different views about what the decision might be. But they'll all recognise consistently when something's clearly wrong. And I think the evidence that you see on this one, the definitive angle that shows the shorts move, it comes off the thigh, the arm's coming back in. It's a good use of VAR because it's different to what the referee saw.
Rumours have shaken the football world claiming Manchester United F.C. won an appeal and were awarded extra points after their controversial match against AFC Bournemouth. The incident centered on a denied penalty involving Amad Diallo, which sparked massive outrage after VAR failed to intervene. Reports linking Gianni Infantino to a courtroom decision have fueled the claims, but in reality, such rulings are extremely rare. Match results are almost never changed due to refereeing errors, even when mistakes are confirmed. While fans continue to demand justice, there is no official confirmation that Manchester United have been awarded any additional points. The controversy only highlights growing frustration over VAR and officiating decisions in football.